Late model sedans are 4 wide into the front straight. Toot your horns. Get up on your feet if you're able to. Let them know you're out there, race fans. Light up those mobile phones. They're 4 wide on a Saturday night here in Perth. The green flag high in the air. We'll get a start this time around. Joe Chalmers in the Bar 31 Rocket and the 15, a 6-time winner of the Ray Tog Memorial, looking for 7 on this Saturday night here at Ellenbrook. Warren Oldfield, they're your front rows. They sail off into turn number 1 for the first of 30 occasions. The Pro Dirt Late Model Series is underway for 2023-2024. And Joe Chalmers got a great start from pole position. Look at the O-Show. Brad Blake, the 5-time national champion, going to work on the inside of his brother-in-law in Warren Oldfield. They're side by side. In the Les Kellogg corner for the second occasion, Jamie Oldfield sits in 4th place from Jay Carty, who's trying to muscle to the inside of Rod Mazzara in the Crane Corp Australia. Number 21 takes 5th place away from Carty. Carty back to 6th. Boss Bergen is 7th from Oldfield, that being Jason Oldfield. Ken McPherson and Michael Holmes, the Barry Wright race car icon, will round out your top 10. But Joe Chalmers just content with a little bit of a gap. Back to Warren Oldfield at the moment. It's just starting to punch up a little bit for those minor placings between Blake, Jamie Oldfield, and also the 21 of Rod Mazzara, who knows Ellenbrook oh so well from a long decorated career in production sedans at this venue. It's really starting to tighten up. Look at Warren Oldfield. Looks to the outside of Joe Chalmers. He snakes around the outside of Smokin' Joe and the 15 Rocket for Snap-on Tools. And Ultra Tune Morley will now lead up to 4 completed laps for the All West Plan Ellenbrook Speedway. They're going to give Peter Muir a bit of wind burn into turn number 3. The lap car right in the race lane, which you don't want to see at the moment. Blake still in 3rd, as again Mazzara and Oldfield nearly have a big accident trying to negotiate the lap car of Peter Muir. Mazzara now 4th. Look at Vosbergen, the national champion, in the blink of an eye will take both Jamie Oldfield and Rod Mazzara. Vosbergen to 4th. Oldfield trying to fight back on the outside. What a great battle for 4th and 5th for the national champion, who started well back, is now up in a 4th place with just 6 laps completed, and Joe Chalmers is fighting back on Warren Oldfield. They're side by side into Hawkins corner. Chalmers on the low line. The TBMC Rocket, the 15 for Snap-on Tools and Pace Race Apparel of Warren Oldfield. Can you believe he's going for his 7th victory in the Ray Tog Memorial? Down the back straight and into turn number 3. Oldfield just weathering the storm on Chalmers, but as I speak, the 23 Rocket digging on the bottom. So back there out at turn number 4. 8 down and 22 laps remaining in the opening A main for the ABN Trademates Pro Dirt Late Model Series for 2023-2024. Chalmers again fighting back on Oldfield. They make their way to turn number 4, and Blake coming into the mix. A 3-car war with 9 down and 21 remaining. Oldfield fighting back, and Mitch Bolina, the lap traffic is going to come into play. They're going to lap Peter Muir for the 2nd time in just 10 laps. They come out of turn number 4. Chalmers to the low line on the lap car, and Oldfield blazes around the outside.
10 down and 20 to go. It's 1/3 of the way through, and these two are absolutely locked together. Chalmers back to the front on the low line. They come up on Rod Wells, and on the outside comes Warren Oldfield once more. Out of Hawkins they come. Spikes are flying off the curb line. It is Joe Chalmers, your leader in 23. Warren Oldfield in 2nd. 3rd place buying into this now is Brad Blake. As the 11 cars OUT out, Jason Oldfield is no more. So it's a battle of 4 at this time. They're up behind Rob Wells. Your race leader is Chalmers. On the inside comes Brad Blake. 3rd place is now Warren Oldfield, and behind them is the national champion of Brent Vosbergen. Vosbergen now goes to the outside of Oldfield. Vosbergen up to 3rd as Chalmers finally gets past Rob Wells, who's minding his own business in the CTM recruitment number 2. So it's Chalmers, Brad Blake, Vosbergen, back to Warren Oldfield. Ken McPherson's 5th. 6th place is Oldfield. That's Jamie back to Carty. Massara, Holmes, and Daniel Amajuri rounds out your top 10. Your leaders, though, are in heavy lap traffic. This time around is Peter Seaton. 14 down and 16 to go for Joe Chalmers. We're nearly at the halfway point. It is Chalmers now with a lap car between him and Brad Blake. Behind Blake is Vosbergen. Behind Vosbergen is Oldfield. And here comes Ken McPherson. Another car in trouble. This time it's another of the Oldfields. It's Jamie Oldfield. The 51 car is out and will join older brother Jason on the infield. And out of 3 and 4 comes your leader. With 20 laps down, 10 to go. It's Chalmers, Vosbergen and Blake, your top 3.
Yeah, you got to feel there's a thrilling finish coming up in the concluding stages of this one. The national champion trying to run down his good mate in Smokin' Joe Chalmers, who brings the Bar 31 rocket into the front straight for the 21st occasion. We've gone green so far for these first 21 laps without a stoppage. And into the front straight. Lap traffic will be probably his biggest concern at the moment as he just negotiates. Turn number 2, and Brent Vosbergen, the national champion, is all out of noise. He's inside the pole line. Is he far enough off the racetrack? We'll let our chief steward, Jerome Sutton, decide that one. But Brent Vosbergen, about a full car length inside the pole line. He's all out of noise. Wasn't any smoke. And it's sort of been the nature of all the retirements in this race. There's been a lot of cars retiring to the infield without any smoke, but unable to continue due to a mechanical woe or two, which is really proving there's a bit of rust in some of these cars after a long winter, and a race without a stoppage will certainly be testing the power plants in these late model sedans as Joe Chalmers works his way past the lap car of Daniel Najamajuri. So he's lapped everybody up to 9th place as Joe Chalmers, with just 3 laps remaining, he's got a massive gap back to Brad Blake, who now sits in second. Make that 4.9 seconds back to Brad Blake. Ken McPherson finds himself on the podium for not the first time in this event. And we've got Emma Cherry and Joe Chalmers have come together. You wouldn't read about it. The 23 is their damage to car number 23, but they've come together. I think Mitch Molina got a better view of that one than myself. I was watching something further back in the field.
And he has trying to get through turn 3 in his production sedan. Jason Oldfield's there as well, checking on it. And I don't think Joe Chalmers will take any further part in this one. I mean, I'm not a scrutineer. I'm a nobody really, but the way that it was steering in, or the lack of steering, I think for Joe Chalmers that maybe all she wrote was wait and see. Let's see which way he goes. Well, he's going back on track. He's going to give it a go. He's going to give it a try, but it's a lot of toe in.
Yes. And Warren Oldfield now slowing on the back straight in car number 15. As Joe Chalmers hits the loud pedal, the 23. Can he steer it home with some damage? There's a car on the back straight, and Joe Chalmers, it just did not turn as he entered turn number 1. That was the big test for the Bar 31 rocket. And unfortunately he climbed over the 94 ever so slightly, and then Amajiri ran over his left rear wheel. But I think the primary concern is on the right front corner of car number 23. Can he even steer the car around the corner? Brad Blake just goes sailing straight around the outside, and Joe Chalmers has got a spin. Bang! That's a big crash. Michael Holmes nowhere to go, and a couple others caught up in it. That was a heavy hit on the exit of turn number 2. That accident ever so slightly over there in turn number 2. Warren Oldfield and Luke Halliday now finds himself in the top 5 as we're back underway with the finale of the opening round of the Pro Dirt Late Model Series for 2023-2024. As Warren Oldfield goes to work, he's trying to get himself onto the podium. The final few circulations as Luke Halliday climbs the concrete wall on the back straight, and the 94 car is going to... So the top 4 cars are the only cars on the lead lap as we get this one back underway. Still 3 laps remaining. And straight away, Warren Oldfield trying to find a bit of racetrack to work with on the exit at turn number 2. Veronica McCann, who had a disappointing afternoon, has rallied to be inside the top 5 by the end of this 30-lap A main. But Brad Blake, the Osho from Bunbury for Heatley's, has just 2 circulations between himself and a big feature race win to kick off the 2023-2024 Pro Dirt Late Model Series as he comes out of turn number 4. Jay Carty going to work now on Ken McPherson, and the 52 car will go to second. Down the inside puts McPherson back to third, but out of turn 2 and down the back straight for the final time. This is going to be his 71st victory in a Pro Dirt Late Model Series main event. As he comes out of turn number 4, the O-Show from Bunbury, Brad Blake, wins his third Ray Talk Memorial of his career from Carty, McPherson. Further back will be Warren Oldfield and Veronica McCann running at your top 5. With the rookie driver, Casey Pake, 6 from Chris Barrow, Peter Seaton, and